Hey everyone, it's Jeremiah Talamantes from Red Team Security Training. Say, have you ever wanted to learn how to use social engineering tactics? Today we're going to cover how to use the social proof strategy. Okay, so you may be asking yourself, what exactly is social proof? Social proof is a long-standing tactic for advertisers to get consumers to purchase things. You think about Michael Jordan behind the Nike Air Jordan sneakers. These public figures getting behind these certain products in order, and them being some sort of public figure will mold your behavior into thinking that, yes, I need that product because this person stands behind it. Now, how you take that from the advertising space into the social engineering space, the key to that is molding that behavior using a false frame of reference. And exploiting this natural human tendency to want to mirror the actions of others when they're in unfamiliar settings. So as a social engineer, you're seeking to create that social norm. So I have a really funny video that I'd like to show you. I'll link to it in the description. It's basically an old video that was done showing how some folks created this false frame of reference and was able to change the behavior, influence the behavior of the person that was taking part of it. I'll link to it in the description. But what it really aims to do within the context of social engineering and developing a social proof strategy is by creating a false frame of behavior and getting your target to comply. So let's take that a step further. How might we create those scenarios when we're actually conducting a social engineering operation? I've got 3 examples I'd like to share with you today. Number 1, this particular scenario revolves around a physical pretext operation. So if you're trying to get past, let's say, a gatekeeper of some kind, let's say it's a receptionist, and you want to get past him or her in order to get to the rest of the building, right? So you might say something like the following. Well, Bill and Kathy let me in without an appointment, right? So by saying that, you've established that Bill and Kathy, whom are presumably employees or authority figures at their target location, always seem to allow you personally to get in without said credentials or set appointment or anything like that. What you're doing is creating this false level of behavior and reference, saying that it's okay for you to let me in because somebody you work with presumably always let me in afterwards. All right, number 2, and this is a really easy one. When you're conducting a spear phishing operation, you might want to include something like this very simple tactic in the content of your email. As you have done in the past, please open this attachment and click on the blah, 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 right? Rest to follow. What you've done here is basically established a false frame of reference in that the recipients of this email have already done this in the past. They've opened these kinds of things before. They've opened these attachments. And what you're doing is you're following that up with some sort of action, right? It's a very simple tactic, but very effective. Okay, the third and final one is kind of a team effort, right? This is something you could use on a phone phishing operation. You would effectively use multiple social engineering team members to set a new false frame of reference to substantiate you needing some kind of information. And how we could do that is this. You could leverage your team over the course of a day or maybe multiple days to request certain information. You know that your gatekeeper is probably going to be consistent, right? So if you're requesting, let's say, credentials from a person, what you can do is carry out these requests over the course of a certain period of time, whatever is best suited for your social engineering engagement. And you could also say, well, similar to the physical pretext, you could say, well, Bill and Kathy give me this information from time to time without causing a ruckus, right? So you could do that kind of a technique over the phone, establish that false frame of reference in that Bill and Kathy provide this information for you from time to time, and that you're able to maybe influence or persuade your target into giving up that information. Thanks, and I hope that these techniques are useful to you in your future endeavors in social engineering. Please like or subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.